Okay, welcome to the first evening of the night. Kent, Bart, Kurt.
No code names?
We once went by code names. Now we don't. We have some things to discuss. First things first, Bart, you've seen these buttons. You see that it says why we like Bart. Why we like Bart number 2.
Do I have to answer that question?
Yes. You've seen those buttons. You've seen the button that says why we like Bart. You've seen the button that says why we like Bart 2. Do you have any idea what those mean?
Well, I do know that originally this was going to be the Grateful Guys show, and we were going to talk about things that we like.
Correct.
So I'm just assuming that somebody threw me out there as
Absolutely.
something they were grateful for, and I'm flattered.
Absolutely. Kent, do you have anything to say before we cue this up? He's shaking his head no.
No, just let's get right to it.
Okay, here we go. All right, welcome to this segment that this is Kurt.
Ken.
We just wanted to come in, and we've got Bart coming over later to record with us. It's the first night of what is hopefully going to be like a really incredible journey for everybody, where we learn everything we need to. And I thought
About ourselves,
well,
about each other,
yeah,
about life.
yeah. I hope so. But part of what I wanted to do is we love Bart. We always have, and I wanted to record a few things about why we like him, and then we'll play back, and hopefully this part will be explained already. So. I'm going to cue up the music.
Okay.
Okay, and Kent, tell me some things about Bart. Maybe things that you might not say in front of him, but that you're not embarrassed to have him hear. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. For example.
For example, this is something Bart knows about. He's a father figure, okay? I've called him Dad multiple times. Like, maybe only twice, but legitimately, like, hey, Dad.
Multiple times.
Like, legitimately, like, hey, Dad, I had something dumb to say, and I started it with saying, hey, Dad, and you're Bart. But that's what I mean. Like, Bart knows that. But, I mean, really, like, I just want to say that, he is like a father figure to me, and I mean that in the bestest way. Like, I want Bart to think that I want him to be my dad, and I want him to think that I'm cool, man. I want Bart to think that I'm so cool, and I'm hoping right now that while we're listening to this, I'm looking at him.
He's thinking you're cool.
And he's thinking I'm cool, but I'm making him real uncomfortable. So, that's the truth. That's it. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to have Bart in my life because, you know what? This podcast was an idea that happened 2 or 3 weeks ago. No, not even that.
2 or 3 months ago.
2 or 3 months ago, and Bart was like, hey, let's put the rubber to the bubber and let's actually get this recording down. So I'm grateful that he was there for that. He's giving me he's giving me a push.
Positive push.
Right, and he's making it happen. And I love him. So, I feel like I'm just spinning and turning.
I mean, the problem is I feel like you're on the spot. I was raised to not talk about your feelings. So, like, here I am. I don't know how to put into words what I love about Bart.
Well, okay, then let's say you want to just say... Well, really,
I'm happy to have him as a friend. I'm happy to consider him a friend. I'm grateful. What?
Those two things sound so shitty. I'm happy to have him...
Well, it shouldn't sound shitty. It's a nice thing to say about somebody.
What did you say? I'm happy to consider him as a friend.
No.
I just said he was like my dad.
Fuck you.
And then you said, I'm happy to consider him as a friend.
I've never called him Dad.
Now, what I want you to remember is Bart's going to hear this.
I know. And I think he would turn and nod at me and say, yeah, I'm happy to have you as a friend, too. I would hope that's what he would do.
Cue the music.
Don't you censor me.
All right.
That was really uncomfortable to listen to.
What's so funny to me is like I was planning on staring at you or like trying to increase the discomfort, and I was uncomfortable.
You couldn't do it. You tried to do it. And you
I
couldn't.
was nervous. I got a little shaky. I had to hold my hands like this so that I didn't shake them. But you know, I think more than me being nervous, Ken should be nervous because, I mean, what do you have to say about what Ken said?
It
he
seemed like
punched it
Ken.
in.
I was made a lot less uncomfortable by what Kent said than what you said.
So
Because I guess I like Kent was brought up to not talk about my feelings.
Yeah, they're not real.
So I got in this podcasting thing to talk about my feelings with the wrong two guys.
I thought that was why you chose us.
I've come around a little bit. I'll talk a little bit about my feelings. Just the surface ones.
Now, if you want to start what you don't,
Sorry, go ahead, Bart. We're new to this whole thing.
I said if you want to start talking about what you don't like about Bart, that might be fun too.
Okay.
I say a lot of pretty snooty things.
Hey.
What?
This isn't what. Let's have Bart talk about what he doesn't like about Bart. This is let's have Kurt and Kent talk about.
I always thought Ungrateful Guys would be a better show anyway.
Bart, I just don't like that you were raised to not show your emotions. That's
It's not
simple.
like our parents, I mean, at least my parents didn't actively try and have me not talk about, like, you don't talk about your feelings. It just was like the vibe I got.
What? Just keep it in.
Yeah, because they were even keeled. Well, except my dad got heated a little bit.
Did you get the sex talk?
Nope.
No.
Nah.
I didn't get the sex talk. I just fucking heard my parents having sex all the time. It's just like a natural discovery. Cause
Well, and your mom is just constantly talking about sex anyway.
yeah, I mean, I got a dirty daddy and a dirty mama. All right, well, let's go right into. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm shocked. In hindsight, I should have been like, Bart's okay, and you probably would have liked that best. That's what you're saying.
No,
So it was a
I
contest.
Sorry?
It was a contest the whole time.
Correct.
Oh.
No, Bart. What? I mean, you know, what would you? Let me ask you. What would have made that segment better for you if it didn't happen?
I'm glad it happened.
Okay.
I think part of what you're going for here with this whole experience is putting people on the spot.
No.
So I felt put on the spot.
Well, only in the best of ways. I mean, really, when you listen to this, you're not going to remember being put on the spot, right? Because there's no physical proof of that happening.
No, but you're talking about how you were disappointed in my response to what you said about me.
Oh no! Excuse me. I was disappointed that you liked Ken's words better. That's all.
I didn't say that I liked his better. I said they made me less uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So let's go into part 2. All right, we're outside. I just wanted to give Ken a second chance to say
about Bart?
to say some nice things about.
Alright, he was one of the best bosses I ever had. He always looks, his hair always looks like he just woke up, which is cool.
True.
Even after all these years, sometimes I'm never quite sure if he thinks I'm cool.
I
or
feel
funny,
that way too.
Which I love about him. He's always keeping me guessing.
Yeah, he's like a magician. And that's it.
That's Bart in a nutshell.
Yeah, so basically
He's a great dad.
he's a magic.
Not our dad.
We wish.
You wish.
All right, that's it. All right, you get it.
Well, that's the thing about dads, right? Like, they're supposed to make you uncomfortable. They're supposed to make you feel like you're not good enough. They're supposed to drive you to do better because you're never really sure if they approve of you.
So you're admitting to trying to raise me right.
Yeah, I just want you two to be the best people you could possibly be. And that's why.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Over here.
Ken feels great about who he is. That's great.
And that's why I will never tell either one of you that you're cool.
Oh man, well, that's fine. I mean, it's cool because eventually I'm getting old enough so that it doesn't matter. Maybe that's what being a son's all about, is you just forget about needing your father's approval. As you get older, it's a general process of stuffing it down deep and forgetting about it.
You know what is easier to get than dad's approval and dad's love? Mom's love.
Mom's love.
Mom's love.
Mom's love. That brings, we've been talking for a while. Before the show, I prepared this little piece of paper you can air fold in. And the first thing I wanted to talk about
Next
was...
time, softer paper.
This is an artist
That's
grade.
cardstock.
You could watercolor paint on this paper. I have a few things I wanted to talk about. I mean, we were a little nervous going into this, thinking we wouldn't have much to talk about, and we've already talked about everything that we've talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So
I actually had some places I wanted to go, but you wanted to jump into the next segment.
yeah.
No, go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead.
I'll make
Maybe I can work it in. I'll weave it into whatever the next thing we do.
I'll make the transition real smooth. Let's make the first topic movies and TV, because I heard you guys talking about Game of Thrones earlier, like 10, 12 minutes ago.
Yep.
You like that show?
Yeah, been there, done that. We already talked about this.
Cool. What else?
Should we
you
just
watch?
try and repeat the conversation?
Oh no.
We had it like verbatim.
No. Let's mix it up. Movies.
There are some cool movies about dragons.
Yeah.
There's
Dragon Wars.
that's the Korean
Wars.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not really cool.
I never saw Dragon Wars.
I never saw it either.
I
But it
did-
did seem like the trailer was cool. That's probably all I need to see.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite is Reign of Fire.
Reign of Fire's good.
Easily one of my favorites as well.
That's where we all learned that McConaughey wasn't just a one-trick pony.
Yeah, he really shaved his head, grew a beard, put on an American accent,
He's an American.
and just
No,
dug
he's
into...
from Austin. He's a Texan.
Oh, political burn. Yeah, but what about Chris? What about Kristen? What about
Bale?
Kristen? What about Kristen
Bale?
Kristen.
What about Kristen? What about Kristen Wiig these days? You guys seen any of her movies?
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Yeah.
Saw that Skeleton Twins movie.
Oh yeah,
Bill Hader.
I'm a big Bill Hader fan.
I'm not, but I
Really?
loved him in this movie.
Does it show his emotional side?
Yeah, showed his emotional package. He just dropped his pants and showed us his emotional package.
Well, I feel like I've been waiting for him to drop his pants and show us something.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about Kent. Let's talk about your dreams. Let's talk about your nightmares.
My literal dreams and nightmares?
This is the next segment on the show.
I don't really have nightmares.
I
can't
believe-
remember. I mean, maybe I have dreams that aren't pleasant, but the last time I was scared by a dream, couldn't tell you.
Well,
No,
I'm kind of the same way. I don't get frightened by dreams, but I have deeply unpleasant dreams.
Yeah, like I'll have like dreams where like I'm running through this house stabbing people,
yeah.
but they're bad people. Like I know I'm justified in all the kills I'm making, but
Is that? Let me
it's
ask
not
you this:
scary.
Is it? Are you in your dreams? Are you justified, or are you justifying it after you wake up?
No, at the time while
In
I'm doing
dream.
it, like they're home invaders, and I'm saving my entire family, just stabbing people.
Yeah, I've had stabbing dreams before. Definitely.
they're intense.
I've had a very vivid dream about stabbing a guy in the neck in the driver's seat of a truck.
Why were you in the driver's seat of a truck with a
He-
dude?
Good question. He was in the driver's seat of the truck. I had snuck around to the driver's side and then opened the door and reached in, and I stuck a knife up into his jaw and his neck, and it was like super vivid. I can see it right now. And the vanity plate on the truck said red flag, and I remember waking up being like, what the fuck?
So you murdered somebody in your dream.
Well, you're like a serial murderer in your dreams. You're killing whole houses of people.
They were invading my house.
And they weren't in the graphic detail that you just described.
Did it make it uncomfortable?
Yeah, like up underneath the jaw, sort of like right, to the side of the jugular, popping that jugular out the front.
Do you not have really vivid I mean, when you said earlier, dreams don't frighten me, but they're uncomfortable, or whatever the words were that you used, like, is it because of the imagery? Is it the scenario?
I mean, mostly it's stress dreams more than anything, and I don't remember many details, so that was kind of why I was letting you and Kent have this conversation, because I was just sitting here trying to come up with some details from dreams, and
well let's flip the dime. What about good dreams?
Oh, for the most part, I have good dreams every night. I love dream time.
Yeah.
I'm in there doing cool stuff with my friends.
Yeah. What's the best dream you've ever had?
I mean, probably some wet dream.
Probably a wet dream when you came in your bed.
It's always such a weird sensation.
Now, do your stabbing dreams ever coincide with your wet dreams?
That's a very good question. Because that would be scary.
I don't have many. I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time I had a wet dream until about 2 weeks ago when I had one. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's from being a young boy and having pent-up sexual, tension, and maybe you don't masturbate yet, so your body's like, I gotta get it out, I gotta get it out. Yeah, and then you just, hump your pillow in the middle of the night, and, you might use that pillow after you hump it in the middle of the night, just flip it over.
Did you see a doctor about that wet dream?
Me?
Yeah. 2 weeks ago.
No, it had been a little while. I was a little backed up.
Yeah. It's okay, Kent.
No, it's I just never heard of that.
Well, I was gonna say earlier when you
now I gotta look up on my phone if it's okay for a 30-year-old man to have a wet dream.
Oh boy, WebMD.
Yeah. You guys keep talking.
Do you think Catholic priests have a lot of wet dreams? And is it a sin? Can't be a sin.
No,
right?
God gave that orgasm to you.
God did.
In your sleep.
It's really funny that it came to God, that this conversation went from dreams to Kent coming in his bed at night, all alone as an adult, and then to God. And now he's looking it up on his phone. He's currently typing on the internet, making sure. But
what's funny is the next item on your list is, do you believe in a higher power?
This was going to be my first topic, was God. I was like, let's just I'm going to blow these guys' minds. We're going to talk about God first thing. And then, after that thought, I talked to my mother on the phone, and she's been very bummed out. And she was bumming me out, being real low. And she started to talk to me about praying, asking me if I prayed to God, and I told her how I felt about positive thinking. Okay, I told her about how, to me, every time in my life when I focused on something in a super negative way and harped on it, it's totally come true. And if I focus on something in a super positive way, it's totally come true. So I basically said, Mom, that's how I pray. I think I'm staying
every
positive.
day, in every way, I'm getting better and better.
Is that the
power of positive thinking? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And that's I truly believe that. I think that's everybody's superpower. And so anyway, she didn't buy it. She was basically like, well, you're young, and you still, maybe maybe when you get older you'll find God and all this other shit. And then she started to talk to me about God and how she prays to him every day. And the funny thing to me is I actually quoted Hard to Kill with Steven Seagal.
Really normal.
You totally know. We're just
Hey
coming
guys,
back from the
checks out.
break.
Checks out. While you were talking about whatever you were talking about, totally normal for someone from their adolescent times up until like 35, young adult.
You got a couple of years.
Yeah, and it's all if you're just not jerking off enough or getting laid enough.
Interesting.
Your body's producing too much semen, has to get rid of it.
Interesting.
So if you want to experiment, see if you can have some.
So basically, it proves your manliness.
Yeah, like
Because you're coming in your pants. Because I have a theory on macho men just wanting to make their peepees feel good, and it's really funny to me. Like, oh, I'm gonna go fuck this girl, but they're just saying, I want my peepee to feel good. You know? Oh, I'm gonna go fuck all these girls to make my peepee feel good.
It's got to be more than that. I mean, it's like.
Yeah, but
It's-
that's
it's
what
like-
it comes down to. Is it's like, oh, my peepee feels so good when I do
No.
this.
No, but it's like I've got to prove my manliness by convincing a girl to have sex with me. I need to like show that I'm a superhuman
Okay.
human because I can go out and nail some chicks.
Yeah, but then some of them do it because their peepees. It just. I'm willing to give it to you that the macho end of it is simply going out and banging those chicks. But there are some people that just want their peepees to feel good, but they act like it's a big deal. You know? Ugh, okay, so not guys going out to the bars trying to sleep with chicks, but married men who go to work and they're like, I totally fucked the shit out of my wife last night. What that is a
Do you
guy...
work with guys like that? I don't work with guys like that.
Sometimes they're out there. You can't deny that they're not out there. They're not all good guys. They're not all grateful guys. They say shit like that, and the opposite end of that is, I made my pee feel good last night. That's really what they're saying.
I think what they're saying is, hey guys, I'm cool. I fucked the shit out of my wife.
No, I get that. I get that. That's what they're. That's the level that they're trying to reach of like, look at me, I'm showing off. But I'm talking about the baseline. What's going on there is they're making their pee feel good. Like they're doing like think about you've been with a friend before and you've hung out with a friend for a whole long time, right? And then you hang out with your friend around a girl, and your friend around a girl's different. Not all of them are always different, but they're different and they're doing different shit. And they're doing different shit because they're trying to make their peepees feel good. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but it seems like an oversimplification. Like there's so many ways to make your pee feel good. Why complicate it by like having to spend a lot of money buying girls drinks
But it
and
feels extra good.
See, you can't get it. See, you
I don't
can't.
it's a hobby. You know, you might go home at night and play a bunch of video games and come in the next day and be like, yo, I just got to level 13 and
I get it.
and whatever and I'll care just as much as if you told me you fucked the shit out of your wife last night.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but basically, I don't go around honestly saying one of my hobbies is making my pee feel good.
Well, yeah, because it's a hobby everybody has. So it's not interesting to tell anybody.
But yeah, what we're talking about is people talking about it all the time.
But people, I mean, it's also a subject that you can't really broach in most groups of people that you would find yourself in. So maybe it's being somewhere where you're allowed to talk about fucking the shit out of your wife makes you want to say it. Because when he was hanging out with his wife's girlfriends or whatever, and or in church on Sunday, or
At the dentist's office.
watching
At a PTA meeting.
watching
At a
football,
funeral.
drinking a beer by himself.
Hmm.
Can't really tell anybody. You could maybe text you, fuck the shit out of my wife last night.
Yeah.
And what do you text back?
Oh, you made your you made your pee-pee feel good. No, I wouldn't say that, Ken. So my mom wants to know why I don't pray to God, and I tell her, you know what? I didn't tell her Steven Seagal said it, but I said, you know what? I have a little quote. And Steven Seagal is in Hard to Kill, and he's laying his son down to go to bed at night, and his son they say a little prayer, and then he says, you want to know the secret to getting your prayers answered? And the little kid says, what? And he says, you pray for good things for everybody else. And then the little kid says, well, but what about me? And he says, well, that's why God invented hard work.
Mm-hmm.
You guys feel that?
I didn't feel it, but I get it.
Okay, yeah. My mom didn't feel it either, and she didn't get it, and what was okay? This is the story I'm trying to tell. She talked about God for so long that her voice started to get raspy, and it was like she really needed a drink of water, and she couldn't talk like this, and she's telling me about God and how she talks about God, and I really almost lost my shit for a second. It was the weirdest fucking thing. I had never heard her talk about that, and then when her voice changed, I was like, it was like
The Exorcist.
Man, you're not. I told Anna about it, and she said it sounds like a demon, like it sounds demony. It was really weird. You gotta, one day when you're older, you'll find God.
Was she speaking in tongues?
No.
Do you think she just needed to drink some water?
Yeah, she definitely
She was
needed.
talking too long.
She definitely needed some water. So then I
Did
told
you get
her.
her a drink of water?
No, I was on the phone.
You should have said,
Wait.
Mom, that's why God invented tap water.
This is fucking zing. Fucking got her, dude. Yeah, no, she didn't. She never would have. Oh God. She never would have seen that one coming. But
So what was her pitch on God?
he's cool. You just talk to him, you know.
Does he talk back?
I feel like she was a little defensive after I said the thing about not praying for yourself, because she went on to say, like, you know, I'm always just asking for help, and I'm not like praying to God for money, and it was really bizarre. I don't know. I thought my mom would be psyched to hear that I got positive vibes going, I got positive thoughts going, but she didn't take it that way. She was like, it was almost like you're not in the club, which is not how I like to feel about religion, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Bart's not into it.
I'm not into it. I don't believe in any of that shit, but I do. I take the goodness of humanity on faith. I feel like I don't see a whole lot of proof of the goodness of humanity, but I have this strong belief that people are good and
Do you believe that people have the power to be good? Or do you think that, like, there's all these outside circumstances that shape people into...
I want to believe that if you polled the entire planet, well, of course everybody would say, yeah, they're interested in good and not evil. But I think that more people than not are living their lives in such a way that does good for humanity in general. And I have no reason to believe that that's true other than I want to believe that's true.
I think that I'd agree with you on that. Like you're saying, like the balance of good people versus the balance of shitty people.
Yeah.
More
outweigh-
more
could outweigh
shitty people.
Less shitty people.
Less.
Yeah.
But
Then
you
good.
only want to believe that. You don't think it's
Right.
true.
I mean, if I did a head count, like
Yeah.
if I thought of all the people I knew and assigned them either a good
Yeah.
or shitty
Yeah.
label,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think the balance might weigh in the shitty's favor.
Yeah.
I think it's all relative, though. You just might be. Your shitty scale might be skewed.
It could be. But what about all those shitty people? Here's the real question.
What's their shitty
Do they have shitty people? Is there a certain person that just doesn't think about this?
Yeah, I mean, that I'm a shitty person to that shitty person.
Maybe. What if you're not? What if you're a good person to a person you think is a shitty person? You okay with that?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't mind being good to a shitty person, but I'm saying from the shitty person's viewpoint, I'm a shitty person because, you know, that they've come into the video store looking for some crappy Christian movie with that's straight to video.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I'm
keep
getting
going.
a little complicated here
No,
because
keep
now I'm
it-
putting
it's-
Christians in the shitty category.
Keep it going. I like it.
And I'll be like, no, we don't have that garbage here.
Yeah.
So I'm a shitty person, and that person thinks they're the good person, but I think that person's a shitty person.
Yeah. I see what you're
And
saying.
they've got God on their side, so of course they think they're good.
So then, doesn't that bust your whole theory, right? Because then some shitty people to you are some good people to other people, and some shitty people to some people are some shitty people to other good people, and good people are shitty to people, and other good people are shitty to other people.
I guess that's where faith comes in. Faith means you take it, you accept it as true, even though you can't prove it. And what I accept as true is that the sum total of humanity is good in the way that I see goodness, even though I have no proof of it.
But deep down, you feel like that's not true. That's what you said.
No.
No, he said he takes it on faith.
Yeah,
So
no.
he does believe it's true.
I
Well,
feel
didn't
like
you-
I
That's the
should
nature
believe
of
that
faith.
more than I do.
I thought you said earlier. No. You're right. You said that the good outweighed the bad.
Yeah. Like on a day-to-day basis, I don't necessarily see proof of that at all, but I still believe it to be true.
Just like people who believe in God on a day-to-day basis don't see any proof that he exists, but they still believe he does.
So you're a man of faith.
I'm a man of faith, but I don't believe in a higher power. Or that the higher power is the goodness of humanity.
My mom said, sometimes I talk to God and I'll say, I know you got a lot on your plate, And that really freaked me out because it was like the first time I was trying to explain this earlier. It was like the first time it went from, without taking anything away from anything, an idea to something that was real. Like I've always heard her talk about religion and spirituality and shit as, like you just said, a higher power or believing in a higher power, or to me that's the same thing as saying like believing in a greater good, which is kind of what you're saying. You want to believe that there's a greater good in people. And this time she was like, yeah, I know, he's a busy guy and he'll help me when he can. Just, it took me back. And that was on my list, so.
So that's the nicest thing your mother's ever said about you, that you're a busy guy and that someday you'll be able to do something nice for her?
No.
No, she was talking about God, right?
Or have
Yeah.
time for God?
Yeah, no, what she had said was, when I was like, no, I don't pray to God, and I sort of gave her that thing about positive thinking, she was saying, you're young, you still have time. Like, you'll find God one day, is basically what she was saying.
Because you have a lot on your plate.
Because you're a busy guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a really busy guy. I don't have time in my life for God. Alright. I want to keep going. Bart's in. Kent's...
I got nothing else going on.
So some sleep. You'd love to get some sleep.
I'd get some sleep, man.
Let's talk about friends and enemies. I mean, we kind of just did. Kent?
Does anybody really have an enemy? I mean, people of living the way that we do in a place like we live. Like, there are people we don't like, but do we actually have enemies? I don't think so.
No. I mean, maybe a few nemesises.
Nemesis.
Nemesi.
But
yeah,
that's
no
still
enemies.
you just, like, putting a hyperbolic label on somebody.
Yeah.
Well, you think soldiers have enemies?
Well, they
armies
they have to
enemies.
consider the people that they're killing their enemy, or
Just kill or be killed.
yeah, how could they do what they do?
So then there are enemies out there for people.
Yeah,
Maybe not like me or you, or maybe non-soldiers.
No, I mean, if anything I'd consider an enemy to me, it would be the earth. It's like wind and rain and snow and animals out there. It's all out to get you
Yeah, that's the ultimate enemy.
every day. It's war out there.
Republicans and Christians,
Enemies?
enemies.
Good guys and bad guys. Alright, this has been the first episode of Kurt and Kent and Bart sitting down, recording some stuff. How do you think it went, Bart?
I think it needs some editing.
Which was your concern from the beginning.
Right. But it was fun. I enjoyed the experience. I don't want to have to sit and listen to 37 minutes of this, though.
Now, when we stop and we do the inaugural first listen.
Would you say that's because you're a busy guy and you got a lot on your plate?
No, it's just gonna be what we just said.
Yeah, no, I
He was
mean,
already
yeah.
here.
I mean, if you don't want to listen to it, then
No, okay,
I mean,
I'll listen to. Okay, you guilt tripped me.
I mean, if you don't want to listen, I mean, if you don't want to listen,
to it.
if you're not interested in checking out why we're here, trying to be friends together, then why are you here?
I'd hang out here and be friends and learn from the both of you without being recorded. That'd be cool too.
So, Kent, what's your fucking beef with this podcast?
I got no beef. I was actually trying to think of some name for it. We all got 4-letter names that end with T.
I don't understand where you're going. Why don't you tell me more about...
That's like 3 times 4 end with T.
No, Kent, I want you to tell me what you liked about the podcast.
The Crud Show.
Kent, tell me what you liked about the podcast.
I thought you were a great host. You kept things moving along. Your topics were a little bit...
I liked your topics.
You like the topics?
I like the topics.
I mean, what are we we're talking about religion. We're talking about politics. What is this? CNN?
I mean, you come on the show. We talked about doing this for...
You tried to get us to talk about movies and TV, and you didn't give us enough time.
Well, you guys, I mean, I didn't have enough time to get the mics on, and you're in here talking about Game of Thrones. I'm running around. I'm really stressed out about the podcast.
I mean, you've got a lot on your plate.
Like, I'm a really busy guy, and I thought we would get together and, it sounded like everybody was going to be real positive about it, and then we do it, and like,
I love doing it. I just don't want to listen to it.
I mean, I feel good.
Does your pee-pee feel good?
I mean, I thought it was gonna be so good, and then Kent just came at me so hot. He said he started off really, really nicely. He said, "You're a good host." He said you were good. What did you say, Kent?
You were a great host. You kept it moving.
Thank you. And then what did you say?
He's talking about all your CNN bullshit.
Yeah, he started talking shit about my topics. Kent, pick a topic.
Pick a topic.
Yeah, make up a topic.
It's like, what do you guys think about skinny jeans on dudes, guys? What's the deal?
This is why we're sitting down. Bart, let me ask you this:
Mm-hmm.
Do you even would you re-listen to a bit about skinny jeans?
It was funny.
Go ahead.
Here's my joke about dudes with skinny jeans. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Dude with skinny jeans.
Dude with skinny jeans. Who?
No thanks, I don't want any.
All right, Kent. Listen, you guys. If you're not gonna take the fucking podcast seriously, and you're not gonna try and make physical, positive change in yourself. I mean, you're trying to make me laugh. I was just talking about my mom and God.
Yeah, how is that gonna make us laugh?
You think I'm You think I'm in a good mood now?
You're making me feel really small right now. I feel like a shitty friend, and that I really let you down.
Yeah, you're making my PP feel the opposite of good. Think about that.
It's gone inside. I'm sorry, bro. Sorry. We should have done better. I should have kept my negative comments to myself.
I wanted it to be really, really good. I wanted to make people laugh.
What you need on your phone, you need to program a boing sound. Boing, boing. That's how you make it good.
Some laser noises too.
Listen,
So
obviously you guys start making boing noises and laser sounds, you're gonna make me laugh. Okay?
Oh, you're mad because we didn't make you laugh the whole time? Don't put your lack of sense of humor on us.
Alright. First it was the topics.
I mean, we're throwing our best material out here, and you're the one who's just trying to keep it all serious and talking about God and your mom.
Oh,
Like
man,
we're doing our jobs here. Why don't you do your job?
I mean, I'm busy. I was really stressed out. You guys don't think that counts for anything? Because
we all got stress.
I mean, maybe if you were thinking about jokes while you're stressing out about stuff, then you'd have some jokes.
Yeah, like Kurt's mom and God walk into a bar,
then what?
and then she calls up Kurt and she says, "Why don't you pray?"
When it feels like the world is on your shoulders and all of the madness.
Alright, I feel better. You guys feel better?
It was that
man.
bong hit made you feel better while
Off
the
mic.
Miami Sound Machine or with DeBarge was playing.
Off mic, we took bong hits. We didn't take bong hits of pot. We took bong hits of. We took bong hits of.
Positivity.
We took bong hits of positivity. And then I told you guys that I was just trying to make it sound like I was mad for the podcast.
No, you were really mad.
No, you guys thought I was mad.
No, you
did a good job.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
Thanks, guys. That's really what I was looking for.
I didn't believe it for a second.
All right. Take it away, DeBarge.
Once the music starts, oh, to the beat of the rhythm of the night, dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind.